this wasn't. I mean, FIU played great, and they're capable. I mean, when you watch them on film and you see their highlights, like they got some great scores. Hudson for sure. Pound had a great game. You know, and then that Shantae Walker with her pick and pop really screwed up our defensive schemes and rotations. But yeah, I mean, I'm sitting here with two freshmen that absolutely. I mean, I leaned on them the whole game. I mean, it seemed like my upperclassmen, and I love them. We've already talked about it, but they didn't start the game with the composure that they need. And I understand the position I'm in this year when everybody in our locker room, every single person, has a completely different role than they had last year. Whether they're a starter like Erica Danbort, she's got a different role this year. You know, Kiki's got a different role. They can't be the last year version of themselves. Bailey can't be the last year version of herself. They have to evolve, and these guys were in high school last year. So there's not one person, even in Mesa, is going to have a different role. And so I was not panicked, uncomfortable, upset, but we do have to evolve. I mean, we have to evolve. And if, you know, Mykea was scoring good, and Endia can really score even a lot more than she showed tonight, but I'm proud of their scoring, but, you know, they led us in assists, too. And they were putting the ball where I needed to put. We hadn't done a ton of late game special situations because they're still learning the system. But late game, we shut the door. We finally hit our free throws, had some big defensive stops, and that's where I think the veterans came up. But I think the one play where we took the lead involved both of these on a defensive hustle play. My favorite play of the game was Mesa Hoff, who was not supposed to play more than 10 minutes tonight, ran a girl down on a layup, and you know, I almost cried. Mesa hadn't been full court practicing except for about 5 days, and if she does that, and you're her teammate, you better play your butt off the rest of that game. And I think that really lit us up and really inspired us, because that's just courage and toughness and just willing to do whatever. And she shouldn't have done it. She shouldn't have done it, but she did, because she's a winner.
Questions? Coach, does Mykea remind you at all of maybe Jessica Thomas, or who does she remind you of?
She got a different game than Jessica. To be honest, she's a little bit more. We got to get her a little bit more downhill than she went tonight. Jessica early didn't hit the three as well as Mykea is able to hit it. You'll see it. You'll see it from Mykea. She'll light it up from the three, so she'll step back a little bit more than Jessica. Jessica's a little bit more powerful on her step back. She's a little bit more shifty. Endia reminds me a little bit of Shanice Johnson, though, and that's a heck of a compliment because of the composure that she had. I mean, I kept saying, "Do you understand?" And they're like, "Yeah." But I'm like, no, really. I mean, do you know what I want? Like, calling plays, trying to save my timeout. So, okay, we're on defense now. Do this. The next possession, do that. And if they press, do that. There's no way they knew what I was saying. But they're just gamers, you know. They're ballers. And so right out of the huddle, and I saw it. Then you two run to each other. What's triple? No idea, right? But it's going to be fun. It's going to be fun coaching these two.
So for both of you, Mykea and Endia, what was it like to be out there to play your first college basketball game and to do it as well as you both did?
You want to go first?
Whichever one of you wants to go first?
It was a great experience. I really enjoyed it. It's a different type of basketball compared to high school ball because it's like a different level and everybody can play, and I just like the competition.
Did you know what Katie was talking about, or?
I do most of the time, but sometimes I do question myself, but most of the time I'm right because I just go with my gut.
I was nervous. I told my coaches I was nervous, but they just told me to play my game and they'll hold me the rest of the way. She was like, before we started warm up, she said, "I got you." So I just trusted in my coach that she'll help me and guide me in the right direction.
When did you start to feel maybe some of those nerves leave, or did they? Were they there the whole time?
They was there the whole time. With the crowd too, I never played in front of that many people, so it's like all eyes on you. They're watching, so like messing up, just be like, oh my gosh, I'm. So it's just they just never go away.
Like you talk about, you almost had a 4-point play there. Talk about that 3-point you hit with confidence.
I just shot it, you know. Yeah.
Yeah, you've done that before.
Yeah.
Same game they've been playing their whole lives. That's what I just kept trying to tell them, because like I said, I got to get out of their way a little bit. We got to do this dance where we figure out our rhythm together. I think we could have run a little bit more, for sure. But they're pleasers, and they want to do what I'm looking for. But what I'm looking for first is always an attack and a layup. So once I kind of unleash them a little bit more, I think you'll even see more scoring from them.
Coach, can you update us on a couple things? Do you think is the ankle? I guess ankle with off, and
Yeah.
how's she doing?
Yeah, I mean.
Also, Marshall, I want to ask you about her.
Yeah, Kelsey's with her family. So there was a death in the family. So she's fine. She just we really missed her tonight. We really did. Rebecca Ripley's injured as well. So 2 freshmen that are going to be pretty special for us. And Hoff, she may be lying to me, but she said she's fine. But it was definitely, my heart sank when she fell because her ankle. She had surgery in the off season, so we've been protecting it. So.
I saw, obviously, Laura was on the bench. She
Yep.
was just fired up with her, with her signs, and I mean, just to have her be that presence there.
Oh yeah, I walked down.
how
Any
much-
ideas? No, for real. And I know she went and talked to you and said, if it's a maybe, it's a no.
Yeah.
The last 4 minutes of the game, Mykea was pushing tempo, making some of those passes to Bailey, and that's fine early, right? And then at the end of the game, if it's a maybe, just check down and make it a no. And I think that really settled her in. And Laura. So yeah, Laura's like, she's been fantastic. I mean, I wish they could play with her, but boy, is she in their heads. She's doing a great job.
So obviously Laura's down for the season. When do you think she'll be able to play? And also, can you update us on Beatrice, how she's doing in workouts?
Beatrice is great. Laura is doing very well in her rehab, but she's got a heck of a career in her future too. So we're not rushing it. And then Beatrice is just, I think you could see, even. Serena Geldof, who she was more aggressive now. She's just going against Beatrice every day. It helps to not have Beatrice there in the game, all right? So Serena turned to score a lot more. I think Erica went to score a lot more. We'll make those shots, but they're definitely happy that they're not playing against Beatrice on game day. That's for sure.